Decent action there to close the show.
All right.
Mutual respect.
Feels good to be back.
Let's go fist off. Come in? Yeah.
We're here
I
live
think they're
real
good,
time.
Jerry. They've gone 12 rounds. They're good. They're done. But a good scrap, all in all. I hate to keep going back to that, but we thought it would be a decent fight and a decent test for a young fighter that could be a
Follow me on Twitter.
David Morrell
The
right
link is
there.
down below in the
We
description
believe
box.
wins going
They're about to go to
away,
commercial
but he
break.
had to work to do it after a long layoff. We're back with the decision after this.
Millions of people are saying yes to Allegra, including the
Let's mute that. It's been 4 months. The last PBC on Fox or FS1 card was when Adam Kownacki lost to Robert Helenius, right? You know, I'm a little bit, untethered, I guess. I haven't had my nap. So I kind of want to just rant on the WBA about how this shit right here before they come back from commercial break. As I'm getting back into the swing of things, rankings is my shit. Now, on my website, FightView360.com, we also have the rankings on there. But since I'm always doing a whole bunch of shit and got all these different projects, I don't update my rankings as much as I should. Every 2 months I update them, but we're getting better. Anyway, moving on. You see this shit right here? So this guy right here who should lose tonight when they come back from break, Lennox Allen, who should be now 22-1-1 with 14 KOs, of Guyana, was the WBA interim champion. You know what an interim champion is supposed to be, right? Basically, when the main champion is unavailable or injured for you have to have a really the interim championship is not supposed to be treated as a regular belt. The WBA makes me so sick. That's all I kept thinking about while watching this. I'm looking at this shit. They got Callum Smith, WBA Super World Champion, the champion. Now, don't get me started on the Super World status and the world belt and all that. Listen, they got Canelo, who's the WBA World Champion. You got Fedor Chudinov, who's the WBA Gold Champion. Funny story. Now, I was supposed to be on all of the Zoom calls or whatever you want to call them for the WBA's 99th convention, which was about a few weeks ago. I did get on one, and I asked WBA president, who has just been elected to lead the WBA again, I asked WBA president Gilberto Mendoza, yo, bro, not like that, but can you, professionally I asked it, can you define what the WBA gold status means? So he popped up on the Zoom, and he got this face you can tell he looked like he was annoyed. We're still fucking longest commercial break ever. He seemed like he was annoyed. And I'm like, bro, you making all these belts? This shit right here don't make no sense. It's 4 champions, basically. Well, we don't know what the fuck the WBA gold is, but it's gold. And then they have a belt called the regular belt. It's all a scam. It seems like it's a sanctioning fee scam. I'm at the point where I'm going to just start listen, if you have a WBA and it's not the Super World, you ain't no champion to me. You ain't no champion. You ain't no champion to me. No disrespect to the fighters. It's not about you. It's about the people. By the way, this is David Morrell. Defected from Cuba on a speedboat, 22 years old. He has an amateur record of 150 something and 2 or some shit. Basically, he's pretty good for 22 years old, but the thing is, they're saying he's a champion, or they're going to say he's a champion. Here, let's turn it up. Listen to what they're talking about.
Making his bid to step up in class. And here is the top of the division, the big 3 belt holders. Again, right there in the middle, Callum
Why is that
Smith
shit on the screen?
is the Ring Magazine champion.
Hold
he
on.
has the WBA belt. David Benavides, the WBC. And Caleb Plant, who looked outstanding in his last fight, has the
There we go.
IBF belt. And again, we've discussed this before with Joe and Lennox. You could make a case for either guy. Callum Smith kind of considered the class of the division, but we do not know. And
I
we're
think
also not
he
sure
lost to John
when
Ryder.
David Morrell
What
will
y'all
be able
think?
to crash that party. We're about to get the decision. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. in the ring.
I'm not really feeling the faux crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here at the Microsoft Theater,
Please subscribe.
We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Morrow scores the bout 118 to 110. Rudy Barragan sees it 119 to 109. And Judge Dr. Lou Moret scores the bout 120 to 108. All three in favor of the winner. He is still undefeated. He is now the interim WBA super middleweight world champion, David O. Morel Jr.
WBA interim champion at 3-0, 22 years
David
old.
Morrell gets the win in a classic level of progression fight. Able to go up against a tough, unbeaten fighter, albeit 35 years of age, and gets a convincing
It's not his fault.
decision win. David Morrell goes to 3-0 and hoping to step up and go big game hunting at 168. Speaking of outstanding fighters, we're going to go one-on-one with Sean Porter coming up. His next fight,
Okay.
which is soon in his view,
Some filler
against Spence Garcia. We've got our big schedule coming up. We're going to be busy here on Fox.
Okay, some nice filler content. Anyway, let's talk. So yeah, it's like, I can't even explain like what this situation is right now. And by the way, David Morrell, he got some skill, but he's green. But the problem is he's a fucking world champion. So it's like, who's fucking mandatory is he? Now the WBA, according to their rules, right? Because they'll try to finesse you and say, well, the WBA Super World don't have a mandatory unless it's a special time we designate it, like when we did against Golovkin versus Danny Jacob. But in this case, motherfucking David Morrell, I don't know how to pronounce his first name. David Morrell is Canelo's mandatory by right. What the fuck? Now, Canelo gonna drop the belt, and the WBA ain't gonna dare go to him and say, to Canelo, hey, Canelo, you gotta fight. That's how fucked up the fucking sport of boxing is, man. That's why the UFC is doing what they do. Like, it's too much bullshit in boxing, Now, by the way, as far as David Morrell, I don't see him fighting no top guys at 168. He got that belt, but they still gonna be building him. He gonna be rebuilding, or they're gonna be not rebuilding, but building him up. So imagine him fighting bottom 15 guys. He'll fuck around and fight Lionel Thompson next. You think they'd do that? He'll fuck around and fight the loser of who Alfredo Angulo supposed to be fighting again. Were they going to do him versus Caleb Truax or Caleb Truax? I don't remember. Or they probably going to just start pulling people from places and shit. See what's up with the dude, Vincent Feigenboots. Fucking boxing, man. But anyway, glad to see PBC back. So far everything's running smoothly. I don't trust Tank Davis. Shit, if it was up to me, I have his ass bubbled right now. You're in a bubble until October. He type of motherfucker go out, get some wings or something, get the COVID. I'm not wishing no ill on him. Don't jinx him. Knock on wood. Bubble the Charlos too. They gonna be mad, but they always mad. But they need to be bubbled their whole life. They always mad. Bubble that shit up. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we're not going to get a post-fight interview from David Morrell. So, yeah, you're going to see me start popping out preview videos, again, very soon. We've had a beautiful time in, lockdown. Here I am about to start spilling my heart out in a David Morrell. Why I keep butchering his name? Ooh, we got to go. Let's see, post-fight interview? Nope.
The stars of PBC. So here's a quick recap.
All right.
The year started with fireworks when Jason Rosario crashed Julian Williams' Philly homecoming, snatching up both.
Hey, that's copyrighted music right there. You ain't getting me. Almost fell for the bait. Let me watch this, though. We'll be back for the rest of the fights on T Street Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.